And now it's finally time for me to show a bit about wheat farming. Now when it comes to wheat farming, the designs couldn't really be more simple mechanically. We're just dropping water on top of the wheat to harvest it and bring it to us, and that is really just about it. So while I do have on this other side a bunch of different concepts in one room, I won't really be talking much about them. I will just sort of glaze over them, and I have uploaded my map as it is now, so if you'd like you can take a look, but it's not really necessary. But pretty much you can lower some pistons or sticky pistons with glass or whatever, and drop some water behind it to break your wheat and have it flow into a channel where you can collect them. About the simplest design there is. The only problem that I will show real quick is that if you use normal pistons, you can see the items can get stuck on them. So if you're going to go with something like this, I would advise using glass or something similar so that you won't have items getting stuck in the middle of the pistons, because as you can see, you can even shoot through the middle of the pistons. They're just not there. They're very thin compared to the mod version. And again, all it's doing is just going from our lever across some pistons, inverting to ensure that the water is always being held up while these are inactive. Now, when it comes to wheat farming, elegance of design is really the only thing that matters, because, as I said, the mechanics, they are extraordinarily simple. You don't really have to do a whole lot. And so, in this example, I pretty much just wanted to go for aesthetics and a very small and nice looking design and all that. So basically I just have a single block of water and a single piston, and that block of water is flowing down into the four corners of the building from either side to irrigate the farmlands, and then whenever we activate the piston, it will flow down with Minecraft's weird way of dealing with water so that it goes down to the nearest place, and it will flow down into our channel where it will land on a pyramid structure which will direct the water to our opposite sides of the wheat itself. So if we look inside now, we can see the pyramid structure here, and whenever the water lands on that block there on top, on either side, it will flow down to the left and to the right until it reaches our wheat down below. And it's important to make sure that you have as much vertical problems dealt with before you actually use it, because you can see in the back there I have the water that's irrigating the farmlands, and it's separated as much as possible from the area that the water is going to be coming in later. Now it will flow to the back, because on the top here and on all the sides the nearest drop down is not only to the right and left, but it's also behind it. So you're going to get a lot of water behind it, but that's not going to make any difference. But what is going to make a difference is if you don't cover the irrigation water droplet area with plenty of blocks to prevent any higher than 1 block tall water, because otherwise if it connects to the water that's flowing down the pyramid, you're going to get large bubbles, and if I can I'll try to throw together a quick example of that later. And this sign here is preventing the same thing. I just didn't want large bubbles of water to form, and so whenever the water flows in, it will only come out in this one hole and immediately drop down. And then this sign is here. If I can just quickly break this glass and show you. The sign is here attached to a wooden slab, and I'm using wooden slabs strictly for ease of access without harming our farmlands, because if you use half steps and 2 spaces above you, 1.5, whatever, we have another block, you can't actually walk on the farmland itself, but you can easily see and plant our crops. And then with the sign here, that kind of helps to prevent bubbles in case there's an accident. You don't have to worry about anything getting in the way there either. And then afterward, the water is actually flowing from our irrigation droplet areas down, and then right when it gets here, it's flowing down again in order to bring the wheat to us after it's harvested by our other water areas here. So the water is going to flow down, drop on here, harvest the wheat, and then the same water that's irrigating the farmland is going to go down, see there, and into our collection area there. I just have this area broken up so that we can easily fly in and out of this, but on the left side here I have it more filled in for aesthetics. But now we can get to the actual examples here. So we flick our switch, water flows down onto our pyramid structure, comes out of the holes on left and right, and breaks all our crops, harvests them, brings it to the center. You may notice that whenever it gets to this part, the water will make the wheat that gets broken here, harvested, move a bit slowly, but as soon as it gets underneath the sign, it will drastically pick up in speed and flow down quite quickly into our collection area. Now you'll notice that we have seeds and wheat that are just popping off onto our slabs here. That is definitely not a problem, because whenever we turn our water off, you can see that it's flowing down, cutting off, and then we can replant, and during replanting we will pick those up anyway, so it's not going to be a problem. You can just go down here, go along the side, easily throw down your wheat, go to the opposite side, do the same thing, and you see any seeds or wheat that were left along the side can be picked up along the way. And then you just make sure you pick up everything from the center there along the way as well. So again, this is going to be uploaded and in the description, so if you want to check them out yourself, you can do so, because I sort of tried to go a bit quicker this time, and I will see you next time.